Hello again, Domitropher, and welcome to another video. And this one is going to be another video game related video. But before I start, I just want to say, hope you're all enjoying your weekend, hope you're all up to great things, and hope life for all of you is going really, really well. Before I start, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed my previous videos I made. Obviously I made my, my Alex Francis video yesterday of his quick update on life and stuff. And then I also made two videos with him, or two videos as Alex, of him being excited due to the fact that Atari has opened their pre-orders up for the Atari VCS, their new generation next-gen console, if you want to say. Which is pretty cool to, hear. I think that's definitely something I want to definitely talk about and stuff. Because I've spoken to a few people and they're really, really happy that, things are going really, really well. And you can sort of like prove the naysayers wrong if you want to say that. But yeah, apart from that, and I also made my other video on Tuesday and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the videos I've been uploading lately and stuff. I know the ones I did on Wednesday might seem a bit weird and a bit kooky and stuff. But that's just the way I portray the character. That's just, the way it goes. Because people be thinking, what the heck's going on? I thought, what's this dimwit doing? Like, record himself, like, in different positions in a room or whatever. That's just something I wanted to add into the video, you know what I mean? And just make it funny. And him just going crazy and stuff. That's just how I portray Alex overall. When he's really, really excited, he's like crazy, he goes crazy and stuff. And even when he's miserable and ranting all the time, it's still the same thing. He still acts the same way, so he does. But so that's just the way I, have the character act. So it is. So yeah, this one is going to be another video game related video, and it's actually going to be about, pardon me, sorry. This one is actually going to be about the PlayStation Vita. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be a review, but this is actually going to be about the PlayStation Vita as well as the PSTV's remote play feature. Now, the thing about the PS Vita and the PSTV, yeah, I definitely want to make some more stuff about this, is that these two devices actually have an ability to stream games from a PlayStation 4 onto itself, which is really, really cool. And the way this works is that the games actually are streamed from a PlayStation 4 onto a Vita. And I know there was some capabilities with the PS3 as well, which I've actually not tried, so I cannot say anything about that. But I can with the PS4 and the Vita. And basically how this works is that the games are streamed from PS4 to the Vita. And both devices need to be connected to the same internet connection. So they do. So obviously if you use, Wi-Fi for both, or Wi-Fi for the Vita, or Wi-Fi or wired Ethernet, it will work the same way, which is, it will work the same way. So obviously once both devices are connected to the internet, you can then stream games, and obviously you go through the PS4 Link app on the Vita, and obviously once that's fully connected, you are basically playing PlayStation 4 games streamed onto a Vita, which is quite cool. It really, really is. And obviously it works the same way with the PSTV, where obviously, they both need to be on the same internet connection, and then obviously you stream the PS4 games, or whatever the games are, to the PSTV, which is a quite nice feature. And you can use either a PS3 or PS4 controller. Now, I've actually not tried the remote play feature on the PSTV. I've only tried it on the Vita, and I may try it on this and, see what it's like and stuff. It's probably the same, but obviously you're playing it on a television. But my thoughts about the Vita remote play is it's actually really, really cool, I think, to play these games on a handheld, even though technically you are streaming the game, and that's, just the way it goes. But it feels really, really nice in the hands. It feels like you're playing it actually on the go, but obviously you're not. And it's just a nice feeling, I think, when you're playing, for example, like Rocket League or you know, Crash Bandicoot or whatever, or some of these old retro releases on this game, on this handheld, streamed from the PlayStation 4. And there are a few games I've actually played using the remote play feature. Now these are the now physically wise, there's only 5 physical games I've actually tried on with the remote player, and these are Crash Bandicoot, Mighty Number 9, Rocket League, and Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 and Volume 2. And they play really well. They stream really well. And I think the first one that made me think that was, you know, try out was Crash Bandicoot. And it was really nice to like play, you know, to stream the game on this, and it felt really nice. Because I know the original free releases are on the Vita. You can, you know, purchase them and stuff and download them, the PS1 classics. But it's quite nice to, you know, play the game streamed onto the Vita. Now, the one thing, obviously, you know, that people may be asking is about, you know, like the connection and stuff. You do need a really good internet connection, and the one that me and my family have is sort of mediocre, but it still works really well. Because usually when you're trying it, or, you know, whatever, you usually get a little icon in the corner, basically is, you know, saying that the game could cut out at any point due to the fact that you've got a mediocre internet connection. But apart from that, it plays really well. It's quite nice to, you know, try out and stuff, and it's just really good. So with Crash Bandicoot, it worked really well. Mighty Number 9 again was another one I wanted to play because of the fact that the Vita version still isn't out yet. And interestingly enough, this game's actually this is actually 2 years this month, 2 years old this month. And it sort of shocks me that the handheld versions are not out yet. But again, that's not, I'm not knocking the game, I'm just saying. So trying it through the remote player feels really nice. And it sort of reminds me like the Wii U, even though the Wii U doesn't stream the game, you know what I mean? But it sort of reminded me like that, sort of like, felt like, you know, the equivalent to the Wii U. Again, I know it's, you know, different, you know, different entirely, but it's quite nice to play the game. It really does. And I think I completed a good amount of it when playing it. Just feels nice. It really does. Actually, I'll talk about that one last. Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1. Played fine. It really did. It played really well. And it was nice to play these, you know, these classics streamed on the Vita. It really did. Really nice. And pretty much same with Volume 2 as well. Same thing. Played well, streamed, you know, pretty good. And the last one is Rocket League. Now, obviously, I didn't play this first on the PS4. I played it for the Xbox One, and I showed that in a pickups video a while ago. I bloody love Rocket League. It is quite addictive. It really is. I think eventually if I do get a Nintendo Switch, I probably will buy that as well. Even though, again, I already own it for the Xbox One. You know what I mean? But it's still a really good game. And then after a while, I thought, do you know what? I want to pick it up for the PS4. And I tried out the remote player. Plays really good. And it sort of makes you think that you want sort of like, you know, Rocket League on the go. Obviously, we already have that with the Nintendo Switch. But I think something like the Vita would have been really good. And playing this game, you know, on PlayStation 4 is really good. Streaming it on Vita is incredible. It really is. And I love that. I really do. Amazing. Feels nice. It really does. Now, there are other games I've tried with the remote play with, you know, through digital releases. I've tried a few, like I've tried Sonic Mania on, you know, streamed on Vita. Played really good. I loved playing that game and stuff. Really nice. And on, you know, the Vita makes it sort of feel like you're playing the game on the go. It really does. Quite nice. I've also played, tried some of the PS2 classics on there as well, which again play really, really good. And it sort of feels like, weird, playing PS2 games on a PS4 streamed on a Vita. You know what I mean? It feels like you're going from like one step to the other, and then you go to the other step. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But playing PS2 classics streamed on a Vita feels really, really good. Quite nice. If you sort of think about it, it's the nearest you've ever got to playing PS2 games on the go, which is quite nice. I know there were games ported to PSP and all that sort of stuff, but as itself, it feels really, really nice. Sort of playing it on the go, it's just really, really good. And it's just a really, really good thing to have. It really, really is. And one thing that helps, I think, the Vita stay relevant is not only do you see independent developers supporting the device, but you also see a lot of major companies, Sony as well as third parties, add the remote play feature for this. You know what I mean? Even though Sony hasn't, supported it in a long time, it still stays relevant through independent developers and the remote play feature. Same with the PSTV. Both of these are really kept alive by its remote play feature on PlayStation 4. And I find that really, really good, and I think that's absolutely amazing. It really, really is. And, it's great to, see that happen and stuff. And obviously the Vita is still getting new games. Like, for example, last week, it got 2 new games. It got Stardew Valley, and it also got that new Castlevania style game, that Bloodstain, which looks really, really good. Again, that's on the Vita as well. I don't know if they're both supported on PSTV. I don't know. That might be something I want to have a look into, but it's still a good thing to have. And I think it's amazing that even though a lot of third parties don't release games to this anymore, well, I know there's a few out there, but not all of them though. But even though there's a small amount of different companies releasing games for this, there's a lot of major companies releasing games that use the remote play feature on both PS Vita and PSTV, and that is an amazing thing. Well done for keeping these systems alive, which is amazing. Even if they have 1 or 2 features, at least that's really keeping them alive, and that's one thing I love. I really, really do. Just amazing, and I'm glad to hear that. I really, really am. So yeah, that's my thoughts of the remote play feature of the PlayStation Vita, as well as the PSTV. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it and stuff. I know I've not really done a lot of Vita videos and stuff. Obviously, I did eventually get the system a couple of months ago, but it's definitely a system I want to talk about a lot more now. So I do. If anyone is interested in me talking about that PlayStation Now service that Sony does, I'd love to talk about it and share my thoughts about it and stuff, so I would. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye! And also, Happy New Month. I can definitely tell Alex is going to get a little bit annoyed about that, but I don't know. If he's ranting about Atari all the time, he's probably not focusing about anything else. So yeah. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!